Here today with Coach Will Blaylock of Lubbock Estacado. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm blessed. Can't complain at all.
You probably could, but it wouldn't do you any good. Uh,
Nah.
so, first off, just tell us about yourself, where you went to school, where you've been in your coaching career.
Whew, hope you got a minute. I'm born and raised in East Texas, Tyler to be specific. Played at John Tyler, so I know all about Cujo and East Texas football. That's where I was born and raised. Went first 2 years out of high school, I signed with Tulane University. Then I transferred and played my last 2 years at Baylor. After that, I was a free agent with Detroit for a very short time, and I realized how small I really am. Um, I was blessed then. I got a graduate assistant position in the Panhandle at West Texas A&M. Coached under Don Carter for 2 years, won a conference championship, got my master's degree, and then I started coaching high school and went back to East Texas under Greg Owens at Sulphur Springs. Just won the state championship at the time. And I have been to Crosby, Spring Decaney, had 3 years at John Tyler, was able to get to the state semifinals as the offensive coordinator. I went to Tomball, Arlington, Seguin, was at Fort Bend Hightower, where we made it to the regional finals this past year, was there for 3 years. And now I'm back in the Panhandle at Lubbock Estacado. I got the job about 2 months ago and moved up about a month ago. So we're just hitting the ground running.
All right. So, and a lot of people don't necessarily realize that kind of a path is actually fairly typical. You don't stay somewhere where a few coaches do, but the vast majority of coaches don't stay somewhere as assistant for a long period of time.
Yeah, you don't you have control over it, but then sometimes you don't. You got to try to pick which path the good Lord has for you and what's the best fit for you and your family. And as your family grows and things change, it's a guessing game, and you just have to try to get real good at it. My kids actually think it's kind of cool that they move around, that they got friends all over Texas. So you want stability, but at the same time, it's what comes with the business.
And with that, you've worked under and with several different coaches, several different philosophies, several different styles. So you've got a chance to see a bunch of different things. So what of those things you've seen over the year are you going to want to model there at Estacado?
You try to take, I had a coach tell me one time, you take all the things that you like and that fit your personality and you use them, and those things that don't, then you don't, because everything works for a different guy. Some people have different philosophies. They're more hardcore military style, and then you have some coaches that are more laid back, kind of a player's coach. And it just depends on the relationships they have with those kids and that community, because they all have their place. There are going to be times where you got to be boot camp style, getting them in line, be really, really structured, be hard on them. And then there are times where you kind of ease back once you get systems in place and the kids start to police themselves. Then now you can kind of let the machine run itself. But I just try to take the best of each one and the good character qualities. I worked for some great men and learned a lot from them. So I just try to take the best of each one and apply it to the situation I'm in now.
And a lot of people think of a coach as working primarily with the kids, and that is true. But a large part of what you do as a head coach is actually coaching the coaches. The coaches that you worked under prepared you for this opportunity. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, you got to know how to coach men as well, because everything rolls downhill. So the directives and the tasks that I give my coaches, and then they take those philosophies and systems and implement them with our kids, and then our kids produce a product on Friday night. So you have to really be structured and organized and understand the strengths and weaknesses of the people around you and put them in position to be successful. And then they in turn put the kids in position to be successful. But I would honestly say football is actually one of the least of my jobs. That's one thing the older coaches are laughing at me now when I talk to them about the meetings, about things that have nothing to do with football and running a full athletic program. So when I get to do football, that is my favorite part of the day.
Yeah, I mean, that's an aspect that's absolutely overlooked. Assistant coaches can coach multiple sports, but as the athletic director or athletic coordinator, you're responsible for every sport on campus.
Yeah, and I have coaches come and everybody has an issue because in their sport is the most important sport at the time, and it's kind of like being a parent and having multiple children. When your kid comes to you, whatever their issue is, that is the most pressing thing in the world at that moment. They don't care about the other kids. They want to get their problem fixed. And you have to be able to delegate. And at the end of the day, I always look at what's best for the student athlete. What's best for the kid is what we're going to try to do. The adult may not like it all the time, but at the end of the day, we do this for kids.
All right, let's talk a little football. So you come over as the offensive coordinator from Hightower. What can we look for on the field offensively from Estacado that might be different than what we've seen in the past?
Uh, we're gonna spread it out a little more from what I've seen on film, and I mean Estacado's always had talent and always had athletes, but we're gonna try to make people cover the entire length and width of the field. We're gonna spread them out a little bit. We got a 6'4", 200-pound running back, so we're still gonna come at you, but we're gonna open it up a little bit more and put our kids in space and allow them to make plays.
Okay, so you talked about your 6'4", 200-pound running back. Tell us a little bit of what you've seen from your kids and athletically what you think you need to work on.
I've seen a lot of great effort. These kids are hungry. They want to be great. We're just guiding. It's our job as coaches to guide them and get them in the right direction. But we don't have an issue with them missing workouts. We don't have an issue with discipline problems in the building anymore. We had to make them understand that this is a privilege. And if you want to be a part of this, then you're going to have to adhere to certain criteria. And they're starting to hold each other accountable, which makes athletics a lot more fun. Because now we don't have to go to the discipline part as much, but athletically, these kids can play with anybody. We got some fine tuning we need to do because they are athletic. We want them to be, technically sound as well. I expect these kids to fly around. I don't see any fear in them. Even watching the film last year, they will strike you. They have no issue with putting their face mask on somebody's chest and going toe to toe with anybody. So we just have to teach them the system. I'm seeing a lot of kids that can play multiple positions. So we will have kids who play both ways, and that can help us in a lot of pieces of the game. So I think we're going to be fine. We just got to keep taking it one day at a time, installing, putting them in the best place to be successful.
All right. So when we look in the newspaper on the Saturday mornings, what names are we going to be seeing on the field?
You'll see the Ross brothers, Bobby and Cedric, both of whom have Texas Tech offers already. You'll see our 6'6" tight end Dante. He's a matchup nightmare. Plays basketball player, has great feet. I'm waiting to see a linebacker try to cover him in the red zone. I hope they can't. You'll see Raheem Ross, big hitting safety, can come down, play a little nickel, also can return kicks. You'll see Hez, our starting safety, who's also can play quarterback, who has a 4.4 GPA, who is a point guard in basketball. You'll see just a bunch of well-rounded kids, and any given week, anybody can start, and that's what I preach to them. Some weeks it'll be one of the Ross brothers maybe running the ball. The next week, it may be Dante in the red zone. He's catching 2 or 3 touchdowns. Everybody's going to have a chance to shine in what we do on defense. My favorite player is our nose tackle, Big Frank. I love the big guys, and if I could find a single-digit jersey that could fit him, I'd give it to him. But just big nose tackle, 300 pounds, that loves to get physical, that's my kind of guy. So you'll see a lot of different names, but you'll see a lot of good kids flying around too.
All right. Now, the most important question. You've been out there about a month. So what eateries have you found that are on your favorite list so far?
Well, I have the Burrito King, which is right by our administrative office. I love Mexican food. So there's a place over there by DJ Man's school called Rangel's over there by Coronado. Awesome. You go to Spanky's over there by Texas Tech. Best fried cheese you've ever had, and it's huge. It will put you into a food coma. Uh, so I'll ride around, and if something just catches my eye, I just pull in the parking lot and see what happens. But those three jump out at me. And I found a fried fish place ducked off called Smiley's, and I had to go in and compliment the lady on her fried catfish because I didn't even make it back to the office. I was already eating it out of the container.
Yeah, it's us East Texas boys. You can find a way to our heart through the fried catfish, sure.
Oh yes, if you can fry catfish, you got a friend in Will Blaylock.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much for your time today, and best of luck on the upcoming season.
I appreciate it anytime.